Look at the statement of Abbas.
Plain or charge and caution? Because I have two statements of Abbas.
Statements?
Yes.
Which one and which one?
Plain statement and his charge and caution statement. Yes.
Which one did you write yourself?
Plain statement.
Correct. You look at that one.
Yes.
Shall also come to the break to charge and caution. Okay?
That's fine.
Yes. Can we have it projected? But you did not do your job as required. Look at page 2. Page 3, sorry. Page 3.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Can you read?
In the year 2013, I joined Horizon Coaches as a bus conductor.
Yes. Okay.
In the year 2016, I was employed by Link Bus Company as a conductor.
Okay.
While I was with Link Bus Company, the manager was Kato Andrew and the assistant manager was Kwizera Brian.
Correct.
This company is owned by Smire Solomon. In the year 2018, Kwizera Brian left Link Bus and started his own company named Kwizera Executive Bus Company. He started by hiring buses from Posta Bus, which was plying Kampala Kitgum and Kampala Kabale routes.
Okay.
But in the year 2020, Kwizera bought his own company and started operating on his own.
Yes.
While I was with the Link Bus, I was working as a bus conductor for a daily remuneration of 50,000.
Yes. Next page.
In the year 2019, Kwizera Brian persuaded me to leave his bus and join Kwizera. In the year 2019, Kwizera Brian persuaded me to leave Link Bus and join Kwizera Executive Company as a luggage attendant for a daily pay of 70,000. Given an appointment letter, neither did I sign any contract with Kwizera Bus, but I was being paid promptly and regularly. Brian Kwizera was the manager as well as the director of his company. I started formal duty at Kwizera on 7th of July 2019. However, on 30th of September 2020, at around 15:30, while I was in Namaiba Bus Park, I was seated inside our office together with Brian and his wife, Brenda. By this time, our two buses had finished loading and were dispatched to their respective routes. A man who was medium-sized appeared in a white Ipsum vehicle and parked at the yard. He climbed the stairs up to level 2 where the office was spaced. I came to know him later as Okwogera Charles Chiza during self-introduction. Okwogera Charles appeared to have known Brian before, and after exchanging pleasantries, they started chatting as I listened. At some point during their interaction, I could hear Okwogera struggling to express himself in Luganda, a language Brian was well conversant with. As far as I know, Brian is not fluent in English. At some point, Okwogera told Brian that he had brought for him a job of killing Mary Immaculate. This being my first time to hear made me to understand that Brian was also a murderer. I heard Brian asking Charles that the task needs the use of a gun from the Pentagon Security Company where he, Okwogera Charles, was working. Okwogera said that he was having reserve guns, but since they were in Soroti, he would go and pick from Soroti. After this interaction, Okwogera Charles moved away. But as soon as Okwogera Charles settled in the office, the wife of Kwizera moved away and did not know about the conversation. Kwizera Brian warned me that in spite of all I had seen and heard, I should not dare speak out even a word. But I was haunted by the mentioning of a gun and killing of Immaculate Mary, which compelled me to go and report to CPS at Flying Squad office the following day at around 11 At flying squad, I met Martin, who took me to Godwin, their commandant. He met Martin, who took me to Godwin, their commandant. I narrated to them my story about the evil plans between Okello and Pizera. Godwin assigned Martin to follow up on the information together with Ozele Godfrey. The commandant gave me 20,000 to transport me back. I made all efforts to give information to both Ozele and Martin, but they did not take my word seriously. Then I decided to give up on them. In the month of October 2020, I decided to approach another office belonging to crime intelligence. While there, I met Menya, to whom I narrated the plan of killing Immaculate Mary. He told me that the information was too big for him, and so he would also brief his supervisors. We only exchanged contacts and went back to wait for a call from Menya, but I waited in vain. I continued working with Brian in his company without him knowing that I had some connection with the security. tinted glasses. A wish car, white in color. Drone was boarded by Mutamba Habat, who was also the driver. And the Siwe Deus, Hallelujah Barnabas, and Nalomansi Rohim. I boarded Wish together with Kato and Kwizera, who was the driver. From Namayiba, we drove up to Shell Chibuye, where we got Okelo. Kwizera got out and talked to Okelo, who said he would not move with us because he had to go and deploy the guards. But he referred us to Askari, who was at home to guide the team in their work. From Chibuye, we took Salama Road up to Munyonyo, where we reached at a roundabout and headed towards Buziga. In the course of our journey, Brian was in contact with Askari Oriekot. On reaching a junction which goes to the victim's home, Kwizera ran Oriekot Bonnie as we could not easily trace our ways to the victim's home. I saw a person whom I came to know as Oriekot Bonnie emerge. He was in civilian clothes, wearing a pair of slippers. He directed us home, where he showed to us a gate which was on the right-hand side from the road which goes to Buziga. The drone was ahead and Wish was following. Drone parked before the gate and Wish remained at the road junction. By then, darkness was beginning to unfold. I remained in the Wish vehicle. At around 1930, a woman came out of the gate and sloped to the food stall. At the food stall, there was another woman of medium size. She appeared to be the owner of the store because she was the only person at the store. She started talking to the customer who had come out of the gate, whom I came to know as Immaculate Mary. The said customer was dressed in a tete of chitenge, a black female sandal and a green scarf. She had a natural hair. Within 10 minutes, she started walking back home, but was not handling anything. Before she could reach the gate, the drone drove faster and blocked the victim from moving further to the gate. As Wish also closed in, Nalomansi got out and grabbed her from behind, and a brief struggle started. Mutamba Habat and Bisiwe and Hallelujah got out and helped Nalomansi to force the victim into the drone and immediately closed the door. The victim tried to alarm, but she was overpowered and her mouth was covered. On that day, Nalomansi was dressed in a yellow sharia and covered her hair with a black piece of cloth, and she wore a white canvas shoes. We left the scene at around 1930 and entered into a jam, and we had to meander in the nearby areas as we buy time. We reached Bukasa at around 22:30 to 2300 hours. We entered into a wall fence with a gate. In the compound was a young avocado tree, a black plastic tank on the rooftop. The fence was of one house which was still under construction and had no electricity except for the neighborhood. Confused. There was dogs in the neighborhood. The dogs in the neighborhood were barking a lot. I heard some voice of people speaking indoor, but I did not see them. The victim Immaculate was taken into the building by Kwizera and Mutamba Brian, then handed over to those occupying the house. I did not see nor hear the wordings they were speaking. We left the building, then Brian drove us in the Wish up to Namayiba.